Hey everybody, just want to do a little video on this Carothers Medium Chopper. This is the 10-inch version that they make, the chopper. They had a light chopper and then they had the medium chopper. I believe they had a heavy duty medium chopper. That one I know they had. I'm not sure if there was a chopper in 10-inch above that, but I know they had what they called the behemoth that was a 12-inch bladed knife, and that was of similar design. But these have been out of production for a while. You can sometimes find them on the secondary market. Even well and lovingly abused and used, they still go for about the price they did new. Like most Carothers knives, if you hang on to it for a little while, you decide you don't like it, you could probably sell it for more than you got it for, or if you've used it, sell it for what you bought it for. Every now and then you see a good deal, but don't expect buy one second hand that is significantly reduced in price. Like I said, it's a 10-inch blade. The handle does differ from the HDFK, as you can see by the dimensions here. You see it's fuller through the palm to feel your hand better for swinging, and it has more of like a fawn's foot end to the handle, which I like a lot. The smaller knife has more of a scallop for the pinch grip and doing little work, although this still does retain it. I find I can do that just fine. I like this handle a lot. When you slide down, the bottom of your palm, the meat here does fill in here, right above the fawn's foot type edge, and it keeps it from sliding out of your hand very easily, and the swell fills the inside of your palm very nicely. And then like a second grip on the knife, you can slide all the way forward, and with it being a little smaller here, you can get little snap swings when you're trying to chop stuff down, if you're not trying to make the big like He-Man chop that you would holding it back here, and do fine work. The balance on the knife is actually quite good, and with these little scallops, I can still hold it in like the pinch grip here and do kind of finer, smaller work with the big knife, because it is a little blade heavy, but it doesn't require a lot of tension to hang on to it, and it still works great. The reason I'm showing this one off today is a gentleman yesterday was mentioning how he liked the fuller on this knife, which is one of the things that really brought me into the knife. I loved the style of it. And after having that one really made me want this one, and I caught one at a regular blade form sale. I like on the fuller on this one, he seems to get shallower further back in the blade, and this one he kind of holds the full depth a little further out, probably to adjust the balance on the knife a little. The choil on the HDFK is actually useful. I can get my finger in there and work it if I want to, although I generally won't hold a knife that way. But the choil on the bigger knife, which you think would actually be a little bigger, is less useful, and I have cut myself on it by grabbing the knife. That little corner, that heel of the edge, has grabbed my finger because there's really not enough room in there unless you're very careful about how you place your hand. But the balance of the knife is really quite good. It's about where my fingertip is, and you don't need to hold it that far forward to use the knife well. I have smashed on this one with heavy-duty hardwood repeatedly, and there's really no mark on the spine, no deformation, no damage. You can see a slight scratch here from smashing away, and you notice some Kydex rash on here from going in and out of the sheath. You see a couple horizontal lines, and then there's one line right here, or double, that I got going through a knot on some maple, and smashing the cement patio a few times, screwing around and getting a bigger swing than I expected, or more result. I did just slightly deform the edge and just put it on a stone to kind of roll it back. If I were to really sharpen it, it would come out. But this 3V steel he uses is exceptionally tough. That would have done a lot worse damage to other knives. You see the 3V denoted here in his stamp, and then the triangle, which denotes the Delta protocol heat treat that he uses, that he invented, or pioneered, at least, invented and pioneered, I should say. And it makes this far more stainless than standard 3V and more durable. And it takes a very, very, very keen edge. You can get these easily hair-popping sharp, even though they're thick blades. If I remember right, this has a bit of an S grind to it. And if I could get that angle, I'd show you. It's almost not visible in the naked eye, but you start your flat here and it hollows and then comes back a little bit with a little support behind the edge and then a fine edge. And where it gets fatter behind isn't enough to affect its cutting ability, but it does make it very durable. I like that he does not have huge billboard printing on his blades. The Carothers logo is nice. On this one, you will find the Lorian Arnold stamp for the collaboration between the two of them when this one was designed. You have a lanyard hole that goes through the scales and the blade at the front, and you still have a hidden lanyard hole back here under the scales. So if you like to have that in the rear, if you were to lose it, it would come swinging, but if you put one in the front, it will keep it locked in. This one, like my HDFK, both have the older style blackened hardware. You see the blackening does wear off as you use them. The fit and finish of the scales to the handle is premium at the least. And this one is over green micarta, OD green over black liners, which kind of shows in the light until you directly look at it. But you can see it here, which matches my HDFK. This one came with unbuffed green, and I liked it just fine, but I ended up trading with a guy on the forum. That just goes to show you how well they make these knives, that this is a perfect fit, even though they weren't manufactured to this knife exclusively, or should I say specifically. I love the fluting that he does on an angle on the handles. It's one of my favorite textures on a handle, and it works well without having so much grip to damage your hands when you're using the knife a lot, but to still provide traction when you're swinging this thing like a maniac. It also matches the HDFK. So I don't think I'll go too much further into this. I think this is about 0.22 of an inch. It's not a full 1/4 inch. I think the heavy duty medium chopper was a full 1/4. But this has a great feel on the knife. You can hold it in different places, different grips. It's still very comfortable. Has a fantastic look and functions even better. So if you guys are looking, I don't believe they're in production anymore. I don't believe he's bringing them back anytime soon, although I did read something on the forum a while ago, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. He seems to do a run of a knife and then did not do it again unless he makes a tweak, kind of like this one. He changed the handle a little bit and then brought that one back. That's the Utility Fighter 2. So if you're looking to get one and you can find it on a secondary market, pick it up. They're only going to get more expensive as time goes on. All right, everybody, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and take care.